InvestorIdeas.com podcast.
Good afternoon and welcome to another InvestorIdeas.com podcast looking at cannabis news, stocks to watch, as well as insights from thought leaders and experts. Today we look at announcements from the Flowr Corporation trading on the TSXV Venture as FLWR and the OTC as FLWPF, Village Farms International Incorporated trading on the TSX as VFF and the OTC as VFFIF, and Canopy Growth trading on the TSX as Weed and the New York Stock Exchange as CGC. But first, with more than 300,000 Canadians choosing cannabis for medical treatment, and that number only expected to grow, Great-West Life announced today that it has expanded its coverage of medical cannabis, including a new agreement with Shoppers Drug Mart Incorporated to deliver its medical cannabis coaching program. Great-West Life is a leading Canadian insurer focused on improving the financial, physical, and mental well-being of Canadians. We've expanded our optional medical cannabis coverage to our Pay Direct drug plans, which represent the vast majority of all of our drug plans, to help the financial, physical, and mental well-being of Canadians, says Bobby Curie, pharmacist and manager of drug strategy for Great-West Life, noting the insurer has offered medical cannabis coverage through healthcare spending accounts since 2009. Participating plan sponsors will now be able to support their plan members who are prescribed medical cannabis for conditions relating to multiple sclerosis, cancer, HIV, or AIDS, or symptoms related to palliative care, and their plan members will be directed to Shoppers Drug Mart Incorporated's medical cannabis coaching program, delivered through its Ontario-based call center to help them navigate strain selection and administration, she adds. Since medical cannabis is not available in retail pharmacies, Curie says the program will coordinate delivery to the plan member's home and offer case management support via check-ins, counseling, education, and support by phone and email. The expansion also allows for eligible plan members in Ontario to have their claims submitted by the medical cannabis coaching program using their Pay Direct cards. By processing claims through a Pay Direct drug card, we can offer our plan members the convenience of immediate reimbursement and the most active claim adjudication standards in the industry, Curie says. Great-West Life has set rigorous and comprehensive access controls to help ensure plans remain sustainable, including predetermined conditions, a range of annual maximums capped at $5,000, coverage criteria, and eligibility guidelines to help ensure appropriate use. Next, looking at the Flowr Corporation, a Canadian licensed producer of premium cannabis products, who today announced the hiring of celebrated Canadian chef Ryan Reed to develop signature edible cannabis products for the Flowr brand. Chef Reed, a past winner of Iron Chef and Chopped and Victoria's 2011 Chef of the Year, will collaborate closely with Flowr's R&D team to research and develop high-quality edibles. Like the brand's existing product, it is the company's intention to target the needs of a premium client with this new line. Flowr expects that customers will be able to purchase these unique gourmet products once launched following the anticipated legalization of edibles and infused products in the fourth quarter of 2019. The hiring of Chef Reed complements Flowr's already significant investment in research and development, said Tom Flo, Flowr's co-CEO. This includes our dedicated state-of-the-art cannabis R&D facility, a North American first, our exclusive partnership with Hawthorne Gardening Company, a subsidiary of the Scotts Company, a world leader in lawn and garden products, and the recent hiring of Darren Kaplan, North America's first cannabis cultivation PhD, said Flo. Next, looking at Village Farms International Incorporated, who announced it has entered into an agreement with Nature Crisp LLC to form a joint venture for the outdoor cultivation of high CBD hemp and CBD extraction in multiple states throughout the U.S. The joint venture, Village Fields Hemp, will be 65% owned by Village Farms and 35% owned by Nature's Crisp. Nature Crisp is a private Georgia-based farming operation and part of the Jennings Agricultural Group of companies, which grows a diverse range of food and other crops, including hemp, on more than 6,000 acres in the U.S. and Canada. Jennings Group is a pioneer in hemp cultivation, and this joint venture establishes a new powerhouse in hemp cultivation that significantly advances Village Farms' vertically integrated CBD strategy, said Michael DeGiglio, Chief Executive Officer of Village Farms. As 10th-generation farmers since Gideon, Jennings immigrated to South Carolina in 1736. Jennings Group brings deep knowledge in large-scale field agriculture across a vast array of crops, with a proven track record of genetic optimization and innovation. Over the past several years, they've rapidly become a leading authority on hemp cultivation, renowned for their understanding of the plant and their success applying their cultural and genetic expertise to meaningfully improve CBD content and yield. Moreover, the Jennings Group's team brings extensive relationships with the farming community across the U.S., as well as with geneticists, academics, and researchers that will be invaluable to the success of the new business. Lastly, we look at Canopy Growth Corporation and Nika Healthcare Canada, who announced a press conference to unveil their new transformative clinical research initiative in partnership with the NHL Alumni Association, a passionate advocate for improving the health and quality of the life of all former NHL players. The press conference will be featuring Glenn Healy, Executive Director with the NHLAA and former NHL player, Dr. Amin Kassam from Nika Healthcare Canada, and from Canopy Growth, Dr. Mark Ware, Chief Medical Officer, and Hillary Black, Chief Advocacy Officer. Additional former NHL players will also be in attendance. The conference will be held tomorrow on March 2nd at 2:45 p.m. Eastern Time. That's all for today's podcast. Podcast is now a certified word trademark on the blockchain through Cognate Incorporated's CM certification. InvestorIdeas.com podcasts are also available on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play Music, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, and TuneIn. If you'd like to be a guest or sponsor of this podcast, please contact InvestorIdeas.com. Investor Ideas reminds all listeners to read our disclaimers and disclosures on the InvestorIdeas.com website, and this podcast is not an endorsement to buy products or services or securities. Investors are reminded that all investments involve risk and possible loss of investment. Investor Ideas does not condone the use of cannabis except where permissible by law. Our site does not possess, distribute, or sell cannabis products.